Welcome to the Mountaineer Football Tonight Coaches Show with Mountaineer head coach Greg Lloyd. Mountaineer Football Tonight is a presentation of KMHS Sports and the Kings Mountain Touchdown Club.
Welcome to Mountaineer Football Tonight. This is show number 4, and we've had 3 games in the season. The Mountaineers have run their record to 3-0, 3 wins, 0 losses, with 3 big wins over non-conference opponents. And we'll be joined with head coach Greg Lloyd in just a few minutes, as Coach Lloyd will talk about and help us break down the Burns game, where we won 27-0 over Burns, the local Cleveland County opponent. And we're grateful that he's going to take the time to join us here in a few minutes. So thank you for being here on Mountaineer Football Tonight. We'll take a quick sponsor break. As we always share in the show, we're grateful for each of our sponsors on Mountaineer Football Tonight. And we'll be right back with head coach Greg Lloyd.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home, Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. It is once again an episode where we have Coach Greg Lloyd with us. Coach, welcome to the show.
Yeah, glad to be here, Jeff.
So glad you could join us. I know it's been a little strange. We had a bye week last week, and so we didn't have the show. I was traveling, so we're doing this once again virtually. So I appreciate you joining with us. Let's talk about, before we turn the tables, let's talk about the Burns game. And before we get into kind of the X's and the O's on that game, talk for a few moments, if you would, as we did in the beginning of the season, about your non-conference schedule. Start off with 3 very tough games, and talk about that for a minute and how that's going to really feed into the rest of the season.
Well, I hope it's going to make us better. You know, I don't see why it wouldn't. Shelby, Asheville, and Burns is as tough a 3 games as I believe we could have based on our location and teams we could possibly play. All 3 are good. All 3 are going to have very good seasons. So it's only going to make us better. You know, I don't think you get a whole lot better playing weaker opponents. So I think this is it's gonna help us. I know it's give us some confidence. We can definitely play better. We're nowhere near reached our potential. We can play much, much better. But I am pleased with how the start of the season's gone. Obviously being 3-0, that feels good. But you know, we need to worry about improving, and that's kind of what we're talking about in practice. But, yeah, the non-conference schedule's been tough, and it should help us.
Very good, very good. Well, the game was definitely a hot ticket in Cleveland County that Friday night, and Burns was rolling in off of 2 big wins, particularly one historic win for their program coming off a win over Crest coming into our house. Let's talk about the game a little bit. I thought early on, we started out a little sluggish, and the game was kind of a defensive back and forth. We did take a 7-0 lead. Talk about kind of the game, how maybe the early part of the game, how it took us a little bit to kind of get going.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it sluggish. You got to give Burns credit. That, like I said all the time.
I apologize. I apologize.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. You can say that just because we didn't score a bunch of points. I like it if we expect to score points, but the other team, they're good, and they're just not going to let us go down the field, you know, just easy. And, you know, we're trying hard. They're trying hard. The energy's high early in the game. So I think it's just more the teams are really playing with great effort. You know, nobody's wore down yet, and it can be difficult. And I don't think we're going to be a very explosive offensive team sometimes. I think we're going to be more ball control. We are going to mix in pass run, but I do think it's just we have to be a little more precise, a little more disciplined. We've got to stay away from penalties and turnovers, and I think that'll be our MO on offense, and I think that's going to make us a really good team and a very good offensive team. But, yeah, you know, I think it was just more that Burns is a good team, and when they had a lot of energy and they hadn't gotten tired yet, I think they were tough to move the ball on. And as the night wore on, it became a little easier for us to move the ball.
Right.
But Burns is very good. They haven't give up very many points all year. And, you know, when you're playing with a lead like we were, you know, 4 touchdowns is a nice cushion.
Yeah. No, I definitely certainly didn't mean any disrespect to Burns.
Oh, no. I didn't take it.
No, they're a good team. I felt they did a good job. Really, you know, we like to run the ball, of course. You know, we've got a great group of running backs and a good offensive line. I thought they did a good job to kind of make us try to sustain some drives.
They did an excellent job. They have an excellent staff. David Devine's as good a head coach as anywhere around. They scheme it up really good with good players that play with effort. makes it difficult. We like to think we do the same thing, but that's what makes for a good ball game and a great Cleveland County game. So
Yeah.
I think
Well,
Burns deserves a lot of credit.
we took a 7-0 lead, held that into the halftime, came out in the second half. In a few minutes, we'll talk about kind of what I believe was really the sequence, kind of really the drive that kind of put the game away. The sequence, a few minutes coming out of the second half. But talk with with us a little bit, if you would, about the defense. Obviously, very talented. Burns is very talented on the offensive side of the ball. Coming into our game, they put up some good amount of points on Crest, and for us, I thought our defensive line made their quarterback, who's very talented, very uncomfortable throughout the game. Talk about the defensive effort and how proud of you were about that side of the ball.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, Jeff. The defensive line dominated the game. And even if we had some mistakes in the back end, they masked any troubles we've had because we was getting pressure on the quarterback. Burns has really elite, skilled athletes to throw the ball to and to hand the ball to, but our defensive line really won the battle and really truly a phenomenal effort. And like you said, we ended up scoring a touchdown with our defense. That was a big deal.
Well, I thought the whole night, you've got to be certainly proud. Second game in a row with a shutout.
No question.
I know you talking to the players, telling them the amount of quarters they've gone, without allowing other team to score. I think it's phenomenal. Well, 27-0 win over Good Burns team, and congratulations on the win. How about Cleveland County football? I mean, that Friday night was, to me, just a great display of the local football talent here in Cleveland County.
100%. Cleveland County is a football county. All 4 schools are good. Lots of championships won in this county. I think all 4 teams this year are solid. And, looking forward to one with Crest at the end of the year. We're 2/3 of the way done with our county game. So, we'll have an opportunity to sweep the county at that last game. But I tell you, I think all 4 teams are good, and all 4 teams are going to end up having a good year.
Well, congratulations on the win, Coach. I know you. I don't know how the scheduling works, but you had the non-conference games and a good bye week to kind of go into the conference. What did you share with us? What you guys do before we kind of turn the tables on Huss coming in Friday? What do you guys as coaches and the players, what are you using that off week to do? Is it, I think overall we seem healthy, but share with us about what you did with the off week.
Yeah, we
bye
practiced,
week, so to speak.
Yeah, we practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We went about for an hour and 45 minutes each day. We kind of reviewed everything. We looked back at some weaknesses we've shown, which we're just working on some things really. We didn't really bang on each other at all because we're trying to stay fresh, stay healthy. I like the way we blocked and tackled, so the physical part of the game does not seem to be a problem at this point. So I think the less we bang in practice, the better, because I think that keeps us fresher for Friday as long as we're blocking and tackling well, which we are. So if we're not, that could change. But right now, that's our approach as far as practice. Sometimes it's more of a mental thing, understanding where to be, new plays we put in, solidifying the special teams a little more, working on some protections, just because we've had some miscues there in the on our field goal and PAT protection a little bit and our punt protection. So we've worked that a little bit. Coach Harris has worked that really hard. And then, just trying to get a little better, trying to build even more confidence, just get because we're only 3 games in. We got a lot of football to play. So we just want to keep trying to get better.
Well, that's good. I know that, now that we're in a new week, we're a couple days away from our next game. But let's pause there before we cover, because when we come back from the break, I want to talk about, as we've done this season, new to this season, we've kind of highlighted a drive or a section of the game that really is a kind of a turning point or pivotal point in the game. And When we come back from the break, we want to talk about that, and then we'll do the Patriot Jacks players of the game. So, Coach, hold on with us. Thank you for being with us, and we'll be right back after a sponsor break.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. Coach, let's talk drive of the game for the Burns game, and we'll start rolling the tape. We come out the second half with a lead 7-0, receive the kickoff, and we'll roll it and let you start sharing about this drive that kind of really put the game away.
Okay. Yeah, this is big right here. We get a nice return to start the second half. Caleb Holland makes a beautiful run right here. Got some nice blocks as well, but he makes a good run, gets us out past the 40-yard line. So we can start the second half in good shape right here. A couple nice runs. I know the first run here, Teddy Jeffries gets us out on a G-trap sweep. Some nice blocking on the edge. Teddy turns it into about a 12, 13-yard gain.
Yeah, I think this is the point we fast-forwarded from a couple runs, big fourth down.
Yes, it is. Now we're being in our heavy set here. AJ about pops it through there. AJ had an excellent game on offense, had a lot of great blocks, a lot of great runs, a lot of big conversions. Here we are again. It's Caleb Holland with another sweep around the right side. Find a little running room there, down around the 15-yard line. And like I said, all the while the score's 7-0. You know, we were trying to get a 2-score lead. And, of course, we hit a quick trap in here, good trap by Alex Jackson. And Caleb hits it quick, untouched for the touchdown. That's a really nice play, good blocking, and a good score. Jaden Ellis converts the extra point. Good job there by those guys.
That drive finishes. We go up 14-0. We kick off. And talk about our coverage. I think consistently during the game was great.
Coverage team's really good. They have some, like I said, had some really fast guys back there. We're beating our blocks. We're running our lanes. And a lot of guys getting to the ball. Did a great job.
Play of the game right here, in my opinion.
100%. Play of the game. Just scored a touchdown. Right now going right back on the field. Curtis Simpson's a great move around the man, gets a sack, ball pops loose. AJ's in the perfect spot, scoops it and scores. Look at our sideline, they're excited. And that's a big, big play, and that put us up 3 touchdowns, and that pretty much sealed it for us, and that was just a huge play.
Well, I thought that coming out, driving the ball, scoring a touchdown, big defensive stop, suddenly a 1-score game really put this game out of reach. Great job by the defense. Great job by the offense, really putting points on the board in complimentary football.
No doubt. Good complimentary football. Offense had about 350 yards, and I think we held them around 100. So, I mean, it was a pretty dominant game and against a very good team.
Well, a great win, 27-0 over a good Burns squad who's going to, I think, probably have good chance to go a deep run in the 2A playoffs. Coach,
Sure.
Let's talk about players of the game. We're obviously, as we've said a lot on the show, thankful for our sponsors, Patriot Jacks Outfitters here in Kings Mountain. We're going to do players of the game. Let's do first, if you would. I believe we're going to talk about defense. Who's your defensive player of the game?
So defensive player of the game be Curtis Simpson, number 9, our defensive end. Had that big sack right there. Had a great game. Had multiple sacks, multiple tackles for loss. Getting better and better. So Curtis is our defensive player of the game.
I believe that may not be the last time we list him as the defensive player of the game. He's had a phenomenal season.
He has. He's getting better and better. He's a good player. He's just improving all the time. So sky's the limit for Curtis.
Very good. Let's talk about offense. Offense player of the game.
So we're going to give that to another defensive lineman. So when he was in the game at fullback, I thought he was very critical. He was in there quite a few plays, converted some third and fourth downs. He's a lead blocker on many plays. Converted the last touchdown late from 2 yards out. I mean, he did a great job. A.J. Richardson, we're giving him the offensive player of the game.
Congratulations, Coach. I have to admit, if I had to speak on behalf of the broadcast team from our show, we enjoy when you go into that heavy package. I believe they call it nasty. I think that's our favorite. We love, I guess, old school football.
It is old school football. Wish we had 2 AJs so we could have one for offense and one for defense. And maybe could do it a little more, but he sucks it up and gets out there and does a great job with that part. And so does Thomas Fair, who comes out there, who plays a lot of defense too. So, it's nice to have that package for sure.
Very good. All right. Special teams player of the game.
We're going with Jason Melton. He's on our coverage team, had several tackles on kickoff team, has done a great job the first few weeks of the season on special teams. So Jason Melton's our special teams player of the game.
Well, congratulations. We know the value of special teams, no doubt. 3 phases of the game. Congratulations to each of these young men, Patriot Jacks players of the game. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to highlight just briefly the Huss game this Friday. So, Coach, stick around for just a minute. Appreciate your time, and we'll thank our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight. We're going to wrap up this segment with Coach just really briefly. We've got a big game. Conference starts this Friday night at home, John Gamble Stadium, 7:30 kickoff against Hunter Huss. Coach, just share with us a little bit. I know our guys on the broadcast for the game time have been also showing this segment pregame. So for those watching Mountaineer Football Tonight and also those that have tuned into the game pregame, what should we expect on this Friday's game? Or for those of you who are watching perhaps tonight's game, share with us what we should expect in this game versus Hunter Huss.
Yeah, Hunter Huss has improved team from last year. They were really, really, really young last year. They played a lot of freshmen, sophomores on their varsity team. They're improved this year. They're older. Their quarterback's really a good player. He runs the ball. He passes the ball. He's a typical dual threat guy in a spread offense. He does a great job. And then they have some guys that can catch it. And their defense is an aggressive style play. They blitz some. They come off the edge hard. They play some man-to-man coverage, so they're attacking on that side of the ball. And then they have a really good place kicker. He kicks the ball in the end zone quite a bit on their kickoffs, and their coverage teams are good. And I think they've returned 3 kickoffs for touchdowns already this year. So they have some really fast, quick players and great athletes, and we will have to play well if we want to get out here with a good win.
Well, I know as you share often, obviously you're playing a team across the line of scrimmage, but I know you use it, as you shared before, you use the bye week to really work on getting better, improving in every phase of the game. So good luck to you against Hunter Huss, and I hope that next Monday, if we can work out the tech side of it, then we'll be back at Studio One at the stadium and talking about the Mountaineers being 4-0.
Sounds good, Jeff. Have a good one.
Well, Coach, I know you're tied up. Thank you for joining us, and you're just as busy as each of us are, but we're grateful for you taking the time to be with us on the show. Have a good couple days, and we'll see you Friday night on the sideline.
See you Friday night. Take
care.
Bye-bye.
Well, we're going to close out our segment here on Mountaineer Football Tonight. And as we do most shows, we're going to share about all the other sporting events in addition to football going on at Kings Mountain High School. I think the school is definitely blessed and benefited greatly from the Kings Mountain Touchdown Club. And if you've not joined and become a member of the Touchdown Club, you need to. You'll have the opportunity at the games. Go and become a Touchdown Club member. And it's not just the football team that benefits, but all the sports program and even beyond. Band and other areas of the high school benefit from your membership and donations to the Kings Mountain Touchdown Club. But let's talk about a few other things going on here. The sports this week, of course, at the time of this recording, it's Wednesday, and we'll try to get it out Wednesday. We've got men's soccer at Hunter Huss this evening at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, volleyball will be home. You're going to want to come. If you're not traveling to Hunter Huss to watch the JV football game, you're going to want to come out to Kings Mountain High School. We've got the tennis match, the women's tennis playing at 4:30 versus Ashbrook. Volleyball is playing versus South Point. That's going to be a big conference match, 4:30 JV, 6 o'clock for the varsity. And, of course, Friday, Hunter Huss, 7:30 kickoff this Friday evening. It's a big week this week. It's homecoming, so it's a big Friday night. So we look forward to all the events going on, not only this week for the sporting program, but definitely Friday evening at John Gamble Stadium. Look forward to seeing you. We'll be on the sideline. We'll be showing the game, as always, with our broadcast crew of Lamont Littlejohn, Drew Fulton, Craig Short, and myself on the sideline. We'll be on YouTube, KMHS Sports, the same channel you're watching this. We'll be on with that game live. But we definitely encourage you to come out, buy a ticket, and cheer on your team live at John Gamble Stadium. It's a big game. We start the conference versus Hunter Huss, and 7:30 kickoff. Hope to see you this week, and see you soon. Take care. Thank you for joining us for Mountaineer Football Tonight.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home,